Right now, we're walking up the top of this mountain to meet up with Natalia, who is the medicine woman that's going to be guiding us through our mushroom ceremony tonight. My intention with mushrooms always is just to be shown what they want to show me, and for them to do it gently. We found a lady who we think might be good for doing ceremony in a traditional kind of Mazatec way. We're gonna go meet her and see if she's willing to do a ceremony with us. Wish us luck.
Go. How?
Hotin skaskine. Hotin itime sadi.
Hey, Nzenia, Tichania,
Es que todos somos hermanos y hermanas.
hermano.
Yeah. Que sí dice.
She said yes, when she has mushrooms, she feels like
Everyone
everyone is God. And God is bringing everyone together. It's like togetherness. And she said, she called you hermano, you're a brother. And she feels that everyone is just like that.
¿Le puedes preguntar a tu abuelita, por favor, que si alguna vez ha tenido un mal viaje?
¿Mal viaje? ¿Pero mal viaje a ella o...?
Ella.
Gachao, sí, ven, sí que es nada. Que es un gacho, ven, ni ongora. A Jesús, cuando quien canga, chao, ve, toquín, ni ongo. Gachao, la cena, que varias veces dice. De hecho, dice mi abuela que cuando ella come hongos y come con los acompañantes, porque es muy diferente. Es muy diferente cuando ella come y los tres. Es muy diferente que nomás los dos. Dice mi abuela que luego todo, se siente cansada, dice. Luego se siente así fatigada. Que por lo regular siempre.
Es toda enfermedad que toda la gente
que por lo regular siempre dice. Mi abuela.
Siempre.
Ajá.
Ella como absorbe.
Ajá, dice siempre.
Acuérdale.
Sí, Ani. Te voy a traer un poco de San Pedro. No quiero salir. ¿Qué hace cuando?
San Pedro, San Pablo.
Pablo.
Hola, ni cuechuyala. Mira.
This is what she does when she's getting back.
San Pedro, San Pablo. Hini señor Seli, hini señor ni Seli. Te hantili, te hayungoli. Tu ya son las que ninguém yo singile son deli. San Pedro, San Pablo.
Sí. Fácil de buscar. Mi tía está en la vuelta de la San tío. ¿La que nunca? ¿Cómo es mi abuela?
Jesús viene, si está mal, yo tengo que
Es para tranquilizar, para lo que me dices.
So yesterday I met a medicine woman here in Oaxaca who is from the Mazatec tradition. She's, I don't know if she's one of the last ones, but these indigenous traditions are kind of being bred out as the younger generations lose the language and lose the traditions. But she's going to hold a mushroom ceremony for me tonight. And she requested I get a bunch of things for her, like candles and cacao and a turkey egg and 2 chicken eggs and some cacao. Did I say cacao already? But that's what I'm doing right now, is picking up the supplies.
The candles are they open a connection with heaven. And then the eggs, they are like a portal to open the gates of heaven. When she does this and cracks the egg, it's like a symbolism representing the opening of the gates of heaven. The copal represents the clouds. It just takes you to like lift you up to the sky.
Como 14 o 15 aquí.
Okay.
Así aquí son como, a ver, 2, 4, 5, 6, trabaja más con el espíritu. Ajá, para sanación espiritual. Ajá, no es lo mismo que medicina de pastillas o de farmacia. No, es otra cosa. Es otra cosa. Es más para el espíritu. Y tiene otra energía, pues. Tiene otra energía. Pues claro que sí se conecta uno con la madre naturaleza también, porque la madre naturaleza tiene una energía muy buena y muy fuerte para el espíritu. Con el poder que está en el universo. Y primeramente, al iniciar la ceremonia, pues se ocupa varios elementos. El copal, pues sirve para prender, ¿no? Para prender, para que saque humo y para abrir puertas. Para abrir puertas, para eso sirve, para llegar al mundo de los honguitos, porque ellos tienen su mundo, pues. Ellos tienen su mundo, tiene su lugar y tiene su reino, y se ocupa también lo que es el polvo de San Pedro y San Pablo se llama. Es un tabaco que se saca en la hoja de tabaco y se muele y se le echa agua, se le echa cal y se muele para sirve. El polvo sirve para protección. Para protección en la ceremonia, pues. Para protección, para eso sirve. Protección en la ceremonia. En el viaje. En el efecto, cuando uno tiene el efecto de la medicina.
Right now, we're walking up the top of this mountain to meet up with Natalia, who is the medicine woman that's going to be guiding us through our mushroom ceremony tonight. My intention with mushrooms always is just to be shown what they want to show me, and for them to do it gently.
Buenas noches. Buenas, Dalí.
Dali.
Ma je te chasse. Ça se vede, ne cochica.
I forgot to bring water.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna buy one.
San Isidro. Ahora, ¿qué? ¿Quieres, baby? A ver, ¿qué quieres? ¿Vas a empezar? San Isidro, por la señal de la Santa Cruz, el Hijo, líbranos, Señor, Dios nuestro, y el nombre del Padre, del Hijo, Espíritu Santo, amén, Jesús. San Isidro, Gajifandai Hifachinai, Yangajotachine Shomili, Hendistili Shitio, Shikawasi, Kafa Ekotsali. Nhà nên cái tin này có số gì thì sẽ quay mình sẽ chọn lại và mình chỉ có sai giá thì có sai ta ali tôi khoan tôi mang đi vào cô lại này San Isidro Sagrado Corazón de Jesús y na kanda yo kanda chendeli también San Pedro, San Pablo, Hishinyo Seli, Hishinyo Nishili, Tehantili, Tehayogoli, Ti Isele Nistili, Cheye Sheta Esenishile. San Pedro, San Pablo. Hier toch geen kwijt, die stil. Jongen, ja, dat is ik als eigenlijk. En die stil. Shikina shana ani yagati wasali ali van hyo hulai ni nai kato ko shangi nishko Maria Guadalupe shina sina shinyo mili tichet ala hedistili.
Well, that was an interesting trip.
Buenos días.
Israel,
Did you have any weird experiences?
Yeah, most of them. Tell me yours.
Oh, I have so many. There was one point where I thought we were communicating in the astral world.
Yeah.
Did you feel anything like that?
Like the trip that I had was like mostly very impersonal. Like I didn't really have much to like when I had the trip. Like, the mushrooms were telling me like, oh, why have you come here again?
Yeah.
We have shared like all the message already when you did ayahuasca. It started showing me a lot of emotions from people, like pain and like uncomfortability, and then I can tune into yours as well, and it showed me a lot of like the snake. I was like, I could see that there was like a kind of blockage on you.
What?
Blockage?
Yeah.
On you with the feminine energy.
The whole thing, my whole experience was feminine energy.
Right. And I was just like so happy to have her in there. Like I looked at her and I was like,
She looked like those ayahuasca drawings.
yeah. Everything broke, like the layers of reality and the separation that I have created with this body was broken, and like the manifesting things was easier because like sometimes I needed to like sometimes I needed like something like a blankie or like something, and it just manifested in there like it was like building this reality and breaking it and transferring to other realities and being other people. Buenos días.
So weird that a mushroom can do that. Something else that I thought was interesting was that orange flower popped up in my trip.
Orange flower.
Yeah, that flower. The Day of the Dead flower.
Marigold.
And it said that flower is a bridge for the spirits to communicate with this world. This flower.
Marigold. Cempasúchil.
Yeah, that played a big role in my trip.
This one?
They were explaining how to guide my grandma through her death.
Really?
This was one of the things they said to use.
This one.
Yeah, it was weird. It's so weird. Like the mushroom like talks. Did you experience that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Also, it was telling me about my role, like why did I come here as a woman, and a lot of women, when they are not tuning to this energy, they like have the snake has these different powers, and it can be very destructive, and it can be like just like seductive and taking energy away. And if it's tuned and if it's aligned, it can be very healing and very nourishing and loving, and like it was telling me like I need to do that to like heal people, heal that masculine energy that has been like very like apart and disconnected.
Yeah, it's out of balance.
Out of balance, exactly. And it was also showing me like I don't know, it had a lot to do with this, with the womb inside here, and how this is like it's like a flower. It was showing me everything like a flower as well, a lot like a flower, and how like when a man is in its power, it creates like a bed for the woman to flourish and to open its flower, and it's just special. It's very special, this, and that's why many men chase for this, but they don't know, or they don't have this stability themselves, because the man is the one that gives the stability for the women to express, to create. and if it's not stable, then the man just comes and grabs and just like rips off the flower instead of like feeding it.
Right.
And he was telling me how I should like take care of this and not just give it like that. Yeah. And it also showed me a lot about like the one thing that I think, because I feel very well normally, like I feel like I'm very calm, except for like one part of myself that is like with my ex-boyfriend, and he was showing me like I was crying at some parts because of that, like just like how I open so much for a man, like I never done it, never. And I just like became very vulnerable and just very just very dedicated and loving to a man, and he just came and didn't appreciate it and then just left, and it's just like really painful for me.
Yeah, it was showing me so vividly how all the people that come into our lives is intentional. Like I could see how all these different souls were making agreements in the spiritual world, and it just takes time to conjure it in the physical world. But every interaction that you have, even with like a person on the street that just looks at you, is all pre-agreed, and there's some kind of lesson or just some kind of, I don't even know, just some kind of creative collaboration between everything that you experience. Like it's all orchestrated, but it just takes time for it to happen here in this realm, but it's already happened in the spirit world or something.
Infinite, in the infinite, non-temporal. I believe that we create this mental idea, the mind creates this mental idea of who we are, but actually it's like a blockage to realize that actually we are many.
Yeah.
We're always changing, we're always transforming, we're sucking the energy of the other, like with this dancing of energies that is like somehow like compressing into the form, but it's always in constant flux.
Trying to even explain any of this stuff just is so dumb. Language is such a low vibration.
Yeah.
Like you have to bring it into this like dense, like it's such a flowy, abstract energy, and when you're trying to share it with someone else through language, you have to bring it into this condensed version, and it just does no justice. It's been about a month now since my mushroom ceremony with Natalia in Waltla, and it took me at least a week to sort of come back down to reality, because what I couldn't really articulate much of what I was experiencing. I wrote down that day right after I shut the camera off. I wrote down some notes and kind of collected and gathered my thoughts a little bit, because I definitely couldn't get across what I wanted to, and you can't really anyway. You know, the depths and profound things that you can experience in the psychedelic space is unexplainable. But I wanted to read you guys some of my notes that I wrote down. This was something that was happening that no one else really knew was happening, because I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. But I'm just gonna read straight out of my notes, because I was just jotting this down like a madman after. I looked down at the mushrooms after eating a handful and saw that they were covered in worms. I continued to eat them anyway. There was a bunch of little tiny white maggots all over the kind of construction paper that was holding the mushrooms. But okay, so yeah, I had to just accept that. I was like, I actually tried to hide some of it, but Natalia caught me and forced me to eat it anyway. But this was actually a really interesting big part of my trip, was this kind of feminine spirit, this feminine presence, which I feel like the way I kind of interpreted it was as a just kind of spirit of earth. And I was staring at this picture of the Virgin Mary on the altar, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, what is this symbol that I'm staring at? Like, what does this even mean? This is the first thought I have when the mushroom's really coming on. And then all of a sudden, as Natalia's kind of chanting in the background and the Gopal is hotboxed the room, I just kind of feel this voice come to me as the presence of earth, and it's saying like, I'm the Virgin. Mother Mary, Virgin Mary, is trying to symbolically represent the earth, because the earth is a virgin in the sense that nothing is required for it to give birth to all this life. It just gives birth to life spontaneously, just because it's kind of like a womb for spirits to come to. That's what it looked like when I was tripping. It looked like, and I don't typically believe in this kind of stuff as far as like, you know, I don't know. Well, I believe some of the kind of stuff. You know, it's not like I completely lack superstition, but like if you told me that you went to the spirit world and Mother Earth talked to you and explained that she was actually the symbol of, I don't know, you know, I just wouldn't believe it, but this is a real experience I had. And let me read actually just what I wrote. The Virgin came to me, but as the spirit of earth, and she showed me how she held space for all these souls to come together. And I was looking at this other picture. There's a picture of Jesus right next to it. And I was like, okay, so what about Jesus? What's up with Jesus? Because these were coming to me so effortlessly. The voice of the mushroom kind of, it appears to you literally in the form of the other, of some kind of some other intelligence. That's, I said this in a video once, is that you kind of know your inventory, your internal inventory, and this feels like there's something external coming in and restocking your shelves or giving you some kind of download of information. So I was saying, like, what's up with this Jesus picture? Jesus is us, you know, is the highest potential that we have, born of a virgin, you know, the Son of God. We are mysterious beings, you know. We don't really pay attention to it much because we're too distracted by our whatever, but we are actually this awakened consciousness, this Christ consciousness that Jesus is, that Jesus was, or that he represented, is in us. It's in our hearts. So it's already there. We are that. Is basically what this mushroom voice was telling me. Our bodies have many spirits living inside of them. The body is a host for many beings, like a tree that shelters many birds, bugs, and animals. There are many beings coming together and conjuring up the world because we all are in a similar karmic predicament. So it was showing me that how we have all these energies inside of us, which you could call beings or spirits or souls. They all exist inside of us, and we're usually feeding one at a time. And it was showing me how this kind of enlightenment experience, or kind of, it was showing me, what I was seeing looked like chakras. It was showing me kind of like when your chakras are aligned, is when all of these souls or energies inside of you are recognized, or when they're all fulfilled or satisfied. We feel as if there is one being in our body, but we are constantly shifting between different spirits. Hunger, anger, happiness. These are all the spirits we share the body with. We have agreed to take care of the body together, but sometimes we feed one spirit too much and it throws us out of alignment. But when the body is nourished and aligned, It is like the chakras coming together. And I know this sounds like, I don't know, this sounds like the kind of stuff that shamans say, or that you kind of hear these native cultures saying. But this is the real religion. Because the thing about the mushroom experience is that it requires no dogma. If it works for me, it'll work for anybody. You can take any person off the street, any atheist, any diehard Catholic, put them in the same position that me and my friend Danny were in with Natalia. They're going to experience something that they didn't even know was possible to experience. And when I say spirits, I mean like it appears to be kind of it appears to be kind of like spirits. Actually, I can't really dance around it. It seems like there are these energies. You can call it energy, I guess, but they seem to have personality, or they seem to have intention. It is important to become conscious in the awake life so that at death we do not become confused and overwhelmed and fall into another ocean of desire and take a body to have to work it out. So a lot of the trip had to play on this death. That's why I think a lot of spirit communication is here, is because my grandma was getting ready to die, like I said, so that was really heavy in my mind. So death and I guess maybe maybe my want to stay in communication with my grandma manifested this kind of vision. I'm not sure how these visions, where they come from. They feel real. It feels just as kind of real as this conversation that I'm having with myself in my room. The body is like a blanket to keep many souls warm. Confusing ourselves with the body is being taken over by energies. It seems like to lose themselves in the dream. It seems like spirits like to lose themselves in the dream of the physical world and do not like to be disturbed from the collective creation. The whole point of creating is to lose yourself. But we must not get so far that we forget the source of the light. And that's all I wrote. So I hope that kind of because I know in this clip before I was a little rambling and kind of just kind of staring blankly into space. The Mazatec traditions are profound and very interesting, and the sort of blend of Catholicism mixed with their indigenous traditions is, of course, because of colonization. Of course, Maria Sabina came from this tradition and is responsible for the psychedelic movement all across the planet. Click subscribe if you liked this video and give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to support this channel, I have a clothing company called Stay Happy, Stay Weird. And you can buy a t-shirt there, and that goes to supporting more adventures like this and making videos like this. And I also have some of these blankets right here behind me for sale, and some handbags. Let me grab one real quick. I have some of these handmade handbags that were made by the indigenous women in Oaxaca, and I brought like 30 of them home. And I'll put the link in the description for you guys. And these are handmade. And they're all different. Every single one of them is different. So, and these blankets are also handmade too, by a big loom. By like this big thing. It's a machine, but not like an actual machine. It's like a human done machine. You put these threads through it, and yeah, somehow it turns into this beautiful, colorful blanket. And these are huge. And they're made in Oaxaca, in Mexico, by women there. So yeah, thanks a lot. If you guys would like to support this channel, those are some ways that you can. I appreciate the love. Until next time, trust the mushroom. Jeez. Pretty soon I'll have a mushroom cult going. Okay. See you guys.